Hello Commander fans! With all of the hype surrounding the imminent Hour of Devastation and Nicole wrecking the Planeswalker Brigade, I'd like to take a moment to sift through the sands of Amonkhet to look at some cards that might be useful in the Commander format. So let's take a look at the top 10 cards from Amonkhet for Commander. Here we go. Aether Mind Sensor starts off our list as one of the best control cards from this set. Commander's full of tutors and fetch lands. What better way to hinder those cards than with a vile bird wizard? This thing can be devastating to drop on an opponent who cracks a fetch land, needing their color fixed, only to have their search come up dry as those 4 cards they can search through prove fruitless. Next is Gideon's Intervention, and I can't believe there's a Gideon card I want to use, but this is, in my opinion, a better version of Nevermore that can also be relevant should the card in question already exist in the field. This negates the threat of an opponent's commander and can even handle such problems as a Nekusar the Mindrazor. Champion of Ronis reminds me of a very far superior Elvish Piper. Not only does it have a sturdier body than the Elvish Piper, but it also opens up the door to some combat tricks with what you can cheat to play as it's attacking. Craterhoof Behemoth is my personal preference, being able to drop it just as I attack to surprise my opponents with a humongous buff to my board. Perhaps the best option for ramp from Amonkhet comes in the form of Harvest Season. If you do run a lot of creatures, you can easily snag a ton of basic lands with this card. This also synergizes quite nicely with another card from Amonkhet that cares about tapped creatures, Throne of the God Pharaoh. Now I swear this thing is just a Pokemon that got rejected from Professor Oak, but Prowling Serpapard gives our creatures a great defense against being countered on quite an impressive body as well. 4/3 for only 3 mana is quite the vicious creature. Next, Vizier of the Menagerie is another great card for a commander deck looking to drop a lot of creatures. I look at this again as a vastly improved Garruk's Horde with the additional ability tacked on to spend mana in any way I want in order to cast my creature spells. Now for an actual commander. Hapatra, Vizier of Poisons, is my personal favorite among the new legendary creatures from Amonkhet. She brings a brand new strategy to green-black commander decks. -1/-1 counters have existed since Shadowmoor and even before that, but only now do we have a legitimate commander who can make some intense usage of them, giving us tokens by herself and in conjunction with other cards from the set, while dumping a load of -1/-1 counters on enemy boards, all the while swarming our own with hordes of creatures. Oracle's Vault is part of a cycle of cards that they deal with brick counters. As you build more brick counters on your cards, you grow closer to the ultimate ability of that card. For the Vault, we ultimately get to play the top card of our library for free from the exile. I mentioned this in another video on the hub where I talk more about this card, but I definitely think this is one of the best artifacts from this set for the Commander format. Our second to last card is Cascading Cataracts. In most Commander games, you're going to want lands that can fix your mana, but sometimes, depending on how your deck is built, you'll have a bad go at drawing the cards you need when you need them. This one land that is indestructible will let you trade in 5 mana of whatever colors you want to produce 5 colors of mana of your choosing. This is an amazing ability to have in a multicolor deck that lets you trade in colors, and I feel decks with 4 or even 5 colors may find a huge amount of value from this one land. And lastly, I think the best card for Commander from Amonkhet is none other than Nisa Stewart of Elements. Her ultimate ability is somewhat meh, but it's still useful. I do find her real value though comes from her +2 and her 0 ability. Scry 2 is great for being able to smooth out your draws, and her 0 ability scales in usefulness the more mana you're able to invest in her loyalty. You'll either get yourself a free creature spell or a free land drop depending on what you reveal, making her a potent ramp card that can easily make your deck super fast. So that's going to be our list for the top 10 cards from Amonkhet for the Commander format. What cards do you think will find a home in EDH? Let us know in the comments below. Remember to check out the Aether Hub store for some amazing deals on Magic product, and subscribe to the Aether Hub for more Magic the Gathering content. And with that, I will see you all at the next upkeep.